Good blessed Saturday morning, August the 5th, 2023. The time being about 8:35 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter whether you the proclaim toughest or the proclaim weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaim enemies. It doesn't even matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a first, 14th, and so many other amendments to the United States Constitution. But what I want to talk about today, to not just tell you, but I want you to show you what type of sheriff we have here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, what type of department is ran up under the present sheriff, Brenton Farrell. Show you what type of people that he hire and what type of people do he protect. Now, this young man right here is David Robinson. This is me and David Robinson in Sikeston, Missouri, at a Martin Luther King breakfast program. This is after he served 18 years in the Missouri State Correctional Center doing life because of an individual that a Supreme Court justice, it's not me, a Supreme Court justice said the police officer John Blakely from the Sikeston Police Department was a disgrace. He falsified documents on a murder charge with David Robinson, and David Robinson was sentenced to life in prison. But that life in prison imprisonment, I believe in 2001, was overturned in 2018. David Robinson is a free man. And John Blakely, guess where he working at right now? John Blakely is working at the Charleston, Missouri detention center, up under the sheriff department, up under a detective now, out in our streets. I'm going to show you better than telling you, but these is the type of people that Brenton Farrell hire. I'm going to tell you about a couple of more, like Barry Morgan. Show you what he did to an individual and what the Illinois State Police thought about him. Don't take my word for it. Follow it.
Murder case about to be argued before the Missouri Supreme Court later this spring. In the late summer of 2000, Sikeston police arrested convicted drug dealer David Robinson in the shooting death of Sheila Box. Robinson, found guilty the following year, has always maintained his innocence. Well, now this special judge's report to the Missouri Supreme Court agrees with him. And this isn't some kind of procedural error. The judge who wrote this says David Robinson is innocent. The two key witnesses at his trial lied, and the detective behind his arrest in this report simply cannot be believed.
I read this every day. I can tell you everything in there page for page.
For David Robinson, this 91-page report to the Missouri Supreme Court puts a megaphone to the words he's repeated over and over again.
I ain't no murderer. I ain't killed nobody. I didn't kill Sheila Box and nobody else, nor have I ever killed anyone.
The state's high court called on Jefferson County Judge Daryl Missy to review everything in Robinson's case and gather new testimony. His report starts and finishes with the same assertion that Robinson is innocent. The pages in between detail an investigation that relied on questionable witnesses and no physical evidence, led by Detective John Blakely, described in here as not competent and not credible.
After reading that, I felt like, wow, it's the same thing I've been saying for 17 and a half years. And it fell on deaf ears.
On the night of August 5th, 2000, Sheila Box was shot as she sat in her SUV near this intersection on Sikeston's west side. Police arrested Robinson and a second man that night. They were questioned, their clothes tested for blood or gunpowder residue, and then released. But Robinson tells me he believes the focus stayed on him.
It was more so that they wanted me more than they wanted anybody.
And why? Why do you think they wanted you?
Past history dealing with the police.
Just get you off the street.
Just get me off the street.
According to Judge Missy's report, the only witnesses who implicated David Robinson at his murder trial were Albert Baker and Jason Richardson. Richardson testified he shared a cell with Robinson and overheard him bragging about the murder. But 3 years later, Richardson told investigators that wasn't true, and evidence shows he and Robinson were never cellmates. Judge Missy called his trial testimony profoundly unbelievable. Albert Baker, a paid informant for Sikeston police, testified he saw Robinson shoot Box. But in 2017, Baker said he lied, saying, quote, "The detectives said they would change my life." Baker got out of jail within hours of signing his statement against Robinson and received $2,500 in cash in the weeks after.
I forgive him. I even forgive Blakely because as long as I held on to hate, I couldn't move forward.
Judge Missy has harsh words for Detective John Blakely, who took those statements from both Baker and Richardson. Missy says Blakely's testimony doesn't ring true, and the timing of Albert Baker's release from jail back in 2000 was no accident.
Blakely denied that he didn't have nothing to do with Albert Baker getting out of jail. That was a lie. The judge called it a lie.
The judge also called Blakely, quote, "the least credible witness to have testified before this court." What is credible, Judge Missy writes, are the numerous confessions given by this man, Romance Mosby. Several people testified that Mosby said he shot Sheila Box that night following a drug deal gone bad. Mosby hanged himself in prison in 2009.
I hate to see what happened. And do I believe the fact that he told other people that? Yeah.
But the judge also had some harsh words for Robinson, calling him his own worst enemy.
At first I looked at Judge like, who you calling worse? But he right. Selling drugs, I was guilty for that. I mean, he said I spoke openly on it. I mean, I've been convicted of it before.
Will you leave here if they allow you to leave, a changed man?
I'm preparing myself now because I had walked out these doors 6 times for crimes that I was good for, but I always had in my head I didn't have no vision. I want to be going home, getting out, staying out, and be a better husband, a better brother, a better father, a better mentor, better son. Sikeston is in the rear view. I can't go through this again. I wouldn't want to go through this again. I wouldn't want nobody to go through this again.
Behind, but that community faces the fallout from this special master's report. City Manager Jonathan Douglas says they take the allegations against one of their detectives very seriously.
Judge Missy made several strong statements about Detective Blakely. We reviewed all that information. We placed him on administrative leave, not disciplinary leave. In this case, we felt it was appropriate to get an outside independent agency to investigate that. We felt that would be the most credible investigation for the public. So we've asked the U.S. Attorney's Office to investigate that.
While that investigation continues, I also spoke with DPS Chief Mike Williams, who actually worked on the original Robinson case. Now, he couldn't talk about a pending court case, but did want to send this message to Sikeston residents.
They can trust in the police department. They can trust in that we're going to do our best for their safety. Our honesty and integrity is number one, that we look out for our citizens. We are a community-based police department, and we're going to stay that way.
Now, many of David Robinson's family and friends still live in Sikeston. This report certainly gives them renewed hope. Hank Cavanero will bring us their reaction.
Now take a good look at this man's face. He's in the Mississippi County Detention Center. This is after you gonna see a video where Brenton Farrow, his Sergeant Michael Boyers, and his captain, Barry Morgan, took this individual into custody. But pay close attention. You will be able to see the face of this young man, and his face wasn't like this here. And you will be able to see the face of the sheriff Brenton Farrow and his deputy Sergeant Michael Boyers, but you won't be able to see Captain Barry Morgan, but you will hear how aggressive and what Barry Morgan is saying to this individual in the vocal language that he using and the way he slapped the expose in the man's chest. But this is what type of person he is. Now, this is a man that you would see once the sheriff and them got him handcuffed. You would even hear the sheriff himself, Brenton Farrow, telling this guy if he don't roll over that he gonna break his arm. Break his arm now. But now they just arrested 19 individuals here in Charleston, Missouri, all black. And I ain't got no a problem with it. If they charged with what they charged with, if they done what they did, I'm not mad at the Illinois State Police and the Federal Bureau of Investigation taking them off the streets. But if they gonna call these guys game bangers, then you look at the individuals that Brent Farrow and his crew doing. I'm not knocking Michael Boyers. I didn't see anything wrong that he did, but his sheriff, his boss, and Barry Morgan, once they got this guy handcuffed, you can see the cameras went off because Barry Morgan said, I'll take him in my truck. And you will see him walking him to the truck, got him in the truck, and the cameras went off. But once he made it to the detention center, this was what his visitors seen. They took pictures of it. You see him on the phone? They took pictures of this here. A broken nose. He said Barry Morgan and other officers in there did this to him. But you see, by him having all them criminal charges, ain't nobody looking at that. Wrong is wrong and right is right. But this is another individual, not this individual here, but Barry Morgan is another one that the sheriff, Brent Farrow is protecting. Criminals working for him. And I'm going to show you another one where Lester Gillespie, a black individual, on December the 7th, 2022, when he was in the company of a sheriff deputy from the Mississippi County, a former sheriff who quit. But he went to 603 Lee Street here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, with Lester Gillespie to retrieve something out of one of his rental properties. And a female that was staying there, it wasn't fit to stay there. If you look at the property today, it's still boarded up. But Lester Gillespie he barged his way in. And the sheriff deputy, Nicholas Pratt, told him, it's on tape, told him, you can't do this here. And Lester said, this is my property. He said, but you can't do this here when you renting to somebody. And Lester Gillespie, he told Lester Gillespie, you committing a assault and a burglary. And he said, if you don't stop, if you don't leave, I'm going to take you to jail. Lester Gillespie, listen to it good. I talked to a white female in Sykes, Missouri a couple of days ago at Walmart. And she said she heard the part when Lester Gillespie said, I work for Brent Farrow, because he told the deputy that works for Brent Farrow, he's a law enforcement official. Lester Gillespie is a convicted felon for voter fraud in the black community. That's all he uses, the black community. They ain't gonna let him use the white community. But Lester Gillespie said, I work for Brent Farrow. He said, I'll call Brent Farrow. I can call Brent Farrow. I work for Brent Farrow. That's another one that Brent Farrow. That go to show you what type of sheriff department Brent Farrow run here in Charleston, Missouri. Criminals. You see what I'm saying? Lester Gillespie should have been arrested. He never been arrested. Never been charged. But they've been intimidating the female. They recently took the female 2 children. All of a sudden. That's how they operate. That's how Lester Gillespie did me when I went up against him in these racist, good old white boy system. They came to try to take my children. They took my children, but I fought and got mine back. I encourage y'all to support this black female that they just recently took our children, knowing Lester Gillespie and these racist white supremacists The good old boy system that runs City Hall, run the courts here in Mississippi County, the 33rd Circuit Court, the police department here in Charleston, Missouri, and the Charleston, Missouri Sheriff Department. If the shoe fit, wear it. All of y'all ain't criminals and racists, but majority of them are. Now y'all pay close attention.
Did you get everything you need, sir?
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we go leave together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust her with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay, why don't you trust her with me?
First of all,
Hold on, wait, stop.
You did.
this is my house.
You own the house, but you rent it, sir.
Stop it.
Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're going
I'm
to do.
going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm going to call first. I can call Brett.
Don't do that. Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing.
No,
This is what you're doing. You getting
I
on
opened
to
that door 'cause she was
everybody.
in the way.
But you getting
She
on
was
to
standing behind me,
everybody.
so you
No,
committed an assault.
You getting on to
And a
everybody.
burglary because you can't go into your house if you've rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was
The door
closed.
was open, but she was
And
standing
she was
behind it,
standing
and
right
you pushed it
there.
open.
And I asked her, we coming in.
You pushed it
You
open.
said she was a
Now we
sheriff.
can do this. You can leave or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me.
You read the article, Google up Mississippi County Sheriff Captain Barry Morgan arrested on battery and official misconduct. And you will see where Brent Farrow, the sheriff, said Barry Morgan still have his administrative position, and he don't know why the Illinois State Police and the prosecuting attorney going at one of his fellow law enforcement officials instead of the criminal. Barry Morgan is a criminal, according to this investigation. Police do wrong too. But y'all pay close attention to it. Share it to everybody. Do like they do when they have one of us arrested. Have our picture all up on they Facebook page. Y'all share this here. And those that said I don't speak up for white people, I speak up for anybody. I'm an activist. I'm a true activist. I ain't like the NAACP national president and some of these other NAACP. You see what I'm saying, people? I am a real activist. Peace be still.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
No.
Yeah.
Put your fucking hands behind your back.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Down, motherfucker.
Hands behind your back. Turn around. Roll over.
On your belly.
Roll over.
I'm gonna break your arm.
Roll over.
Roll over. Thank you. Come out there like that. Now we can talk to you. Stand up.
You've been served, motherfucker.
Stand up. Thank you.
Can I get the cigarettes?
No.
How have I been served?
You really gonna come out here and give us attitude and then you want to smoke?
How have I been served?
See that
Been
picture
served.
with it.
Right there. Been served.
From who? From who?
From us.
Ex parte, buddy. And you got a warrant, so you're coming with us.
Ain't got any warrants?
Search it for public.
No, I ain't got any warrants, man.
We're
Yeah.
just telling you, you do.
Let's
You
go,
do have a
man.
warrant. Let's
Fuck
go.
it.
I'll transport them. That's fine. Come on.
Can I get my phone?
Nope. You don't need it. Let me unlock my door.
Yeah.
Come on. Jump on in.
I got you. I'm gonna secure his house. Make sure it's locked.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got this shit done.
County Sheriff's Office captain faces charges related to an arrest of a suspect during a police pursuit. Illinois State Police say Captain Barry Morgan was charged Thursday with official misconduct and battery. The charges stem from a pursuit of a stolen Mississippi County patrol truck back in October, which involved multiple agencies from the Sheriff's Office and Illinois law enforcement. During the pursuit, officials say they discharged their firearms. The pursuit ended just west of Buncombe, Illinois, and the suspect was taken into custody uninjured. Morgan turned himself in to the Alexander County Sheriff's Department and was released after posting
Learning more tonight about the case filed in southern Illinois against a Mississippi County, Missouri Sheriff's deputy.
Mississippi County Sheriff Britton Farrell says he stands by his captain, Barry Morgan, who faces charges of battery and official misconduct.
Here's a look at video from last September that shows Sheriff Farrell with Captain Morgan standing to his left. According to Illinois State Police, the state appellate prosecutor's office out of Springfield filed the charges against Morgan. They come nearly 6 months after the arrest of a man who allegedly stole a sheriff's department truck and drove it from Charleston into Illinois before being stopped in Johnson County. All state police will say is that Morgan faces the 2 counts for actions relating to that man's arrest. Sheriff Farrell, meantime, tells me their internal investigation found Morgan did nothing wrong during that arrest. Farrell goes on to say that Morgan, quote, has served and is serving Mississippi County and our profession admirably. Farrell also says it's unfortunate investigators would rather...
10:54 a.m. I'm here in Johnson County, Vienna, Illinois, at the Johnson County Courthouse, where a captain from the Mississippi County, Charleston, Missouri, detention center, Captain Barry Morgan, is going to have a preliminary hearing here because of the fact that a Illinois State Police had him indicted for a battery and official misconduct. So I'm gonna go sit in to see what's going on, because he's still been out making calls. We know on December the 15th, 2022, he was out on a scene in Charleston, Missouri, on Wall Housing and Gale Street at a double shooting. I'll let you know what go on after I come back out. Just coming outside of the courtroom here. If you can see there's the Sheriff of Mississippi County, Brent Farrell. Hey, you have a nice one, man.
Thank you, Raymond. You too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all see video of me. They told the people in the court that I was videoing inside, but I just came as a citizen following.
Hey, Raymond?
Yes, sir.
I mean this with all sincerity. I appreciate you being supportive of us and being supportive of my captain.
Yes, sir.
It's been an emotionally trying time for him, but you've been here for them every step of the way, and I appreciate it. You're always there for my office. I love what you do for the community. Thank you for what you do, all right?
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Anybody know what you saying there is 0% true.
Well,
because you and your office.
That's unfortunate, because I appreciate you.
Okay, I hear you. But you know,
you don't want to take a compliment?
Yeah, I take compliments,
okay.
but what you trying to do is think
drove
that
all the way over here to support us.
No, I came over here to show the people that your captain just pled guilty to a misdemeanor battery and on 12 years supervised probation.
Yes, sir.
Then they tried to get the judge to put me out, but the judge told us she couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And then they followed me downstairs and wanted to look at my phone to see if I videoed inside of the courtroom, which I didn't.
Okay.
I got a right to video on the outside. But that's your sheriff. I wonder if we paying him to come all the way here to Johnson County with his captain on this particular time. Y'all remember that one black vehicle that you see him still videoing? Y'all remember that one black vehicle that Barry Morgan responded to the shooting on December the 15th, 2021 on Gale and Wallhousing while he was still fighting this case. He didn't come out the courtroom yet, but I wonder what is the sheriff coming all the way over here for? Ain't it things that he got to do over there? I wonder is y'all paying him, the Cook County Commission paying him to come all the way over here? But anyway, Barry just pled guilty to a misdemeanor battery. They threw out the other charge. He got 12 months. We got one Charleston, Missouri Police Department out here. That's Barry Morgan right there. You know, like I said, he's a man. He's out on he's on 12 months probation, but I don't know how they have him out here doing anything. You know, he don't want to turn his. How you doing, Sheriff? All right, all right, all right. You say what now? You know what, Sheriff? You know one thing about you, man? God gonna deal with you. You know what I mean? You know, hey, one thing about you, they should be arresting you and Barry Morgan, because both of y'all criminals. You know what I mean? Both of y'all criminals. And see, you can say what you want to say, but if somebody did some harm with me, man, I don't care damn how rich your family is, man, I had you put in the federal penitentiary, man. You's a racist. You see what I'm saying? And you an individual that started chaos in this community. What you just said now, thank me for helping you with this. You see what I'm saying? You know one thing about you? Why you be humble? Hey, I am humble. I am humble. I'm just setting you out because you was a racist and you was a mess starter in Charleston, Missouri. You and your captain right there. You don't go on the white side. No. You sitting here to try, you know, people know who I am. See, one thing about me, I know you. You see what I'm saying? I know you. Yeah, you is a racist. You is a racist. How many sheriff deputies do you have? Not enough. No, you don't have. How many black sheriff deputies do you have? Not now. But you got Barry Morgan. You was down in Vienna, Illinois, when he was charged with official misconduct and battery on an inmate. And you were there supporting him? No, I wasn't there supporting him. I was out there setting you out. I never support you, man. If I seen you laying in the streets and some criminals had you and that captain, I'd turn my back, man, because y'all criminals. But anyway, y'all, let me let y'all just see this. You got a sheriff that's a criminal here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, and you got his captain, the same thing. But I'm back to this here, y'all. You know, one day I know the State Highway Patrol. You say what now? You gonna talk about God and wish ill on somebody? Hey, listen here. One thing about me, when it's the devil like you, I don't have no respect for you. You got a captain standing right there. When David got shot in Wilson City, he ran. I got the video. He ran, but you making him a hero. Sure was Wilson City. He ran. Wilson City. Yeah, he ran. Yeah, he ran. That's y'all. Y'all take a good look at this individual. He support criminals. You see what I'm saying? You the same one when Nicolas Cage got Lester Gillespie for assault and burglary, you told him to let him go. So that's two criminals that we know that you supported. When you run again, we gonna make sure you don't get reelected and you and Barry Morgan get locked up. Now, these last two videos would show you Brent Farrell don't represent this American flag. These last two videos will show you Brent Farrell don't represent law enforcement officials or the law, period. Now, you listen to the one in Johnson County when I went down there in Johnson County, Illinois, January 11, 2023, to show the people here in Charleston, Missouri, that Brent Farrell's captain for the Mississippi County Sheriff Department here in Charleston, Missouri, Barry Morgan, was going to a preliminary hearing for two charges that the Illinois State Police Criminal Division put on him. One was official misconduct for shooting out of the car at a vehicle that was stolen of the Mississippi County Sheriff Department here in Charleston, Missouri, and went steamed into Illinois. That was illegal. And for battery, steaming from a suspect. We already seen them tase a suspect, and we seen what happened when the cameras went off when the guy reached the detention center. You hear Brent Farrow lying now. When I was videoing, showing he came all the way to Johnson County, Illinois, on duty in one of the sheriff's department, one of the county vehicles. The county don't care, because I know they watch my videos. In one of the county vehicles to support Barry Morgan, who committed 2 crimes. 2 crimes. And then he had the audacity to say he thanked me from his heart. He's sincere from his heart. He thanked me for coming down there supporting him and his captain in their department. Y'all know that was a lie. And then you look at the other one that they just had, the bus that the feds in the State Highway Patrol arrested 19 people here in Charleston, Missouri for drugs and etc. And I videoed the captain and hit the sheriff. And the sheriff said he appreciated me assisting them in that case. And anybody know, I don't know nothing about these guys, nor their case. He endangered me and my 2 young daughters. But see, what he endangered to me, it'll go back on his wife and kids and his family because he lied. I didn't assist nothing. If I assisted Brent Farrow, show the paperwork, put it in public. I give you permission. You a liar. You a racist. And sooner or later, if God justice don't get you and the system don't get you, street justice will get you, because there's 3 types of justices.